So here we are, in this, starting this recording for like a third time, I think, which sucks. I hate that. I really do. We may have to be periodically taking breaks to make sure that the recording is still going good at every period point in time. So, hello guys. It's been forever since I've been active on this channel, and I am actually very proud of that. No, I'm joking, I'm not. I have been meaning to get back onto the channel at some point. People in my personal life have actually been begging me to continue the channel, which I had pretty much all up and abandoned it because I just got tired of, like, I just do this for fun, and like, I don't know if any of you have ever tried it, but it's very time consuming and it breaks it down to not so fun when you have to go through all the different steps that you do to get this where it is at the moment. And that brings me to what I'm about to say now. This is my third time starting this recording today. My first few times failed, and some of it just simply me being stupid, some of it is software just crapping out and doing, all kinds of crazy stuff. That's the bad thing, is that everything's so unreliable. You have to make sure everything's working at every point in time, and it sucks. But anyways, so I've been wanting to kind of mess around in some different games for a while. I got tired of just doing Oblivion. It's like, Oblivion's fun, but Oblivion's never been just my thing. I don't know why I decided to make that my venture into YouTube, was just that game, because it's not really my thing. I mean, I enjoy it for what it is, but it's not one of my favorite games. But anyway, so I did want to play Mass Effect. I had intentions of doing a Mass Effect playthrough years ago before I left the channel, but it just never worked out for me. I couldn't really get it down packed like I wanted to. I wanted to do like a goofy Mass Effect playthrough. I don't really feel like Mass Effect is good for silly Let's Plays. It's like, it can be, I guess, if you just want to choose like silly options and have, but the thing is the game's just not that silly to begin with. Like, it's a serious game, and I'm not saying it's like, like, you should take it seriously or anything. I'm not trying to say it's like a top tier game or anything. It's just, it's a kind of a serious experience you're supposed to take seriously, because it's a story game. It's, but anyway, so Mass Effect is one of my favorite game series, and I wanted to play some different games. Here recently, I've been really into Fallout New Vegas, first time playing it. Been really into it, and I was just thinking, I kind of want to play Mass Effect 1, but I've played Mass Effect 1 on my own about 4 times already, so I was like, well, how about we make my 5th, do it on my channel, to kind of reboot my channel. I just wanted to do something a little different, so this is going to be a serious playthrough of Mass Effect 1. It's not going to be silly or goofy, and I know that's kind of going against everything I've done thus far on the channel, but I do kind of want to venture out, and I do have a different outlook on how I want this channel to go now, and I would just kind of like to be able to do some serious stuff, and whoever wants to watch it can watch it. I know I'm not going to be bringing in many viewers by playing Mass Effect, and that's completely okay. The people that I might bring in is the people I'd want to watch I would want to watch my videos anyways. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. Now, I am going to be playing as a female shepherd this time. I usually play as a male shepherd, but I am going to be playing as a female this time because I wanted to do something new. And I'd been wanting to play the game through as a female shepherd for a while, and I figured this would be the perfect time to do it on the channel. Now, I did take all my saves out. This is not like me. This is not a fresh install of this game. This is not me the first time playing this game ever or anything like that. It's just, I took all my saves out because I was having a few technical difficulties with the saves. Mass Effect, after getting everything else working, for some reason Mass Effect was like, hey, guess what? We're gonna have issues now. So I had to take all my saves out. Alright, so we're starting this second recording now because I just want to make sure that everything's working. I'm so paranoid now because everything's not been working so well. So now we're going to hit start new career.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested.
Alright, connect to the database. Gotta love the start of these games. I don't really understand why they do that whole, intro, they're like, oh, all your data's been corrupted. You're gonna have to rebuild yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, your face got destroyed. You're gonna have to rebuild yourself. And then I don't think in Mass Effect 3 they don't give you a reason. It's just like, dude, just make your person. You know the drill by now. You've been through 3 games. Come on. Anyway, so we are going to be playing as a female. We're going to go custom female because I'm not quick starting female.
Please log in to access your
And we're going to leave her name as Jane right now. I'm not very good with names. So she could very well remain Jane, but for now she's just going to stay Jane. It's just, verifying name.
Warning.
Data corruption.
detected.
Warning. Tell me how my face got
Please
corrupted in your
reconstruct
system.
profile.
Tell me why I gotta reconstruct my
Confirm
profile.
free service
How in the
history.
world did you mess up my profile? You got me looking like this potato. Anyways, so there's 3 different pre-service histories you can choose from. They're gonna give us a little like intro here where you get to like build some background on your character, do some profiling on your character. I'm not really into the whole extensive profiling like some Bioware fans are. I don't really get into like, oh, my character came from here and they did this and this and this and they're really damaged. And yeah, no, I don't get into that. I just play the game for what it is, honestly, most of the time. Like, when you get into profiling too much, sometimes you just kind of lose the plot a little bit. And technically the plot is built by Bioware, not by you. So anyways, enough rambling. So the pre-service history is like how you grew up. So first there's Spacer. Both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following in your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. So that's Spacer. So now we got Colonist. You were born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony in the Attican Traverse. When you were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved by a passing Alliance patrol, and you enlisted with the military a few years later. And then Earthborn. You were an orphan raised on the streets of the great metropolises covering Earth. You escaped the life of petty crime and underworld gangs by enlisting with the Alliance military when you turned 18. So I played through all 3 of these with different characters, obviously. And I think Earthborn was actually one of the first ones I played through, and I'm not too fond of Earthborn, so we're not going to do that one. And I'm thinking Spacer, because Spacer's kind of like your basic, just your basic mayonnaise kind of background. Nothing happened to you. Nobody, killed your family. Nothing sad. Nothing. Just generic,
Confirm psychological
Now
profile.
they want us to do psychological profile, and this is gonna be like kind of how you made a name for yourself in the Alliance military. So you got Sole Survivor. During your service, a mission you were on went horribly wrong. Trapped in an extreme survival situation, you had to overcome physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. You survived while all those around you fell, and now you are left alone. You alone are left to tell the tale. Sorry. I got a tongue-tied there. War hero. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing an overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism have earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. And then Ruthless. Throughout your military career, you have held fast to one basic rule: get the job done. You've been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency makes your fellow soldiers wary of you, but when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you first. So, I've never actually played through the game as a Ruthless Shepherd. I think I've chosen it for someone before, but I've never actually played through the game as a Ruthless Shepherd. Soul Survivor is I played through it and it's kind of like horrible. Like, I don't know, it's kind of just scary, depressing. So I think War Hero, again, is just like the most basic, good one to choose. Well, I'm not saying it's good for like it's the most basic one to choose, and I just want to choose it for her because
military specialization.
I'm not trying to make a very unique character here. So anyways, here's military specialization. This is pretty much how you're going to be doing combat in the game. They give you 6 different options here. Now, every time I play the game, my 3 choices that I usually rotate between is Soldier, Engineer, and Infiltrator. I don't do Adept, Sentinel, or Vanguard because I don't do biotics at all. it's not my thing. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with biotics if I know a lot of people like biotics. It's just not my thing. I don't play well with them, and I just honestly they're not my kind of combat situation thing. So I'll go through and read all these. Soldiers are combat specialists ideal for the front lines of a firefight. Soldiers get improved health, can train in the use of all weapon types, start with the ability to use medium armor, and can specialize in heavy armor. Engineers are tech specialists using the holographic Omni tool. They can decrypt security systems, repair or modify technical equipment, disrupt enemy weapons or shields, and heal their squad. Engineers can only use light armor and can only receive weapons trainings with pistols. Adepts are biotic specialists. Through upgradable implants, they can use biotic powers to lift or throw objects, shield the squad, and disable or destroy enemies. Adepts can only use light armor and can only receive weapons trainings with pistols. Infiltrators combine combat and tech abilities to specialize in killing or disabling enemies at long range. Infiltrators are trained to use Omni tools, focusing on decryption and offensive abilities rather than healing. They can use pistols or sniper rifles and medium armor. Sentinels combine biotic and tech abilities. Typically, they use biotic abilities and advanced healing skills to defend allies, though they can also disrupt opponents with biotic or tech attacks. They are more efficient at tech and biotics than other classes, but at the expense of combat. Sentinels can only use light armor and receive no advanced weapon training. Vanguards are biotic warriors. They combine biotics and weapons to take down opponents and are especially deadly at short range. They use pistols and shotguns and can specialize in medium armor. Alright, so as you can see, they kind of specify which classes you can use which weapons, and not all of them can use every weapon. They kind of block you off. A lot of them can use pistols, but nothing more than pistols. That's another reason I don't choose biotics. That's another reason I choose infiltrator or soldier. My first few times playing through this game, I chose Infiltrator because I wanted kind of those special abilities, like having the tech abilities, but also being able to use something besides a pistol, because the pistols don't really get you much of anywhere in this game. But anyways, I kind of, my last time playing through the game, I chose Soldier because I kind of wanted the ability to use all weapons, and I'm not really good about using the specialized abilities they give you. And they kind of, if you choose one of the other classes, they kind of want you to they want you to use those special abilities to kind of aid you in the game. And I'm not good with that. I'm not good at remembering to use special abilities. I'm a lot better at just focusing on my gunfire. So I chose Soldier because you're able to use pretty much every weapon, and the special abilities they give you are a lot easier to use. They give you grenades, which you don't want to use very often anyways, because you aren't able to find very many of them. And they'll also give you weapon or ammo, specialized ammo. So that'll be like cryo ammo, incendiary ammo, and that is stuff that's a passive ability that you can put on it, and it'll be on for as long as you're using it. And I just like those abilities so much. I mean, you can have those abilities on with other classes in the later games. I think a lot of that doesn't even apply to this game, but you can have it in other classes on the later games. But still, I think we're going to go with Soldier because I like the Soldier class.
Confirm facial identification.
So here we have the default female shepherd. She has a unique look in the third game, but in the first two games, unfortunately, they've given her more of just this. I'm not really sure why they didn't give her a unique look like they did male shepherd, but that's something you'd have to take up with them, not me. I think it's because that they canoned male shep, and I don't even know why they give you the option if they don't want to canon female shep too. But so we're gonna hit change appearance, of course, because we want to have our own unique appearance. So we're gonna cycle through the presets here, and I think we're gonna use this one. So now I'm just gonna start changing her, and I might edit out all of this, so you could very well be seeing this or very well not be seeing this. I don't know. I might leave it in because this is not a very extensive character creator, so it's not like I'm gonna be spending hours in here trying to make the perfect character. And trust me, I can spend hours making characters. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that here because this is not that extensive. But so I may not cut all this footage out. You may be able to see this footage, you may not. It just depends on how boring I think it is. It'd be better if I had something to talk about. I don't really have anything to talk about. But as you can see, I do want to mention, as you can see, the game is modded. I guess you wouldn't know if you didn't really play this game a lot, but if you're watching this, I'm assuming you've probably played the game before, so the game is modded. And I always play the game modded, of course, because this game is just something else when it's not modded, like cosmetically. I don't put gameplay mods in here, I just put cosmetic mods, because I don't really like the way the game looks. I don't really understand where they thought they were going with the game, the way it looks on its own. I guess because they were going for more of a realistic game. I don't really get it, because Dragon Age is, in its own way, a pretty nice looking game. All three of them are pretty, like, decent looking. But then you get to Mass Effect, and it's just like, Mass Effect is so ugly, just to begin with. So I don't really know what they were thinking with it, but I don't even mean that in a mean way, but like, I don't know if they were just trying for something really realistic or what, but like, one of the things you'll notice that's like very prominent in these games is the amount of black. Like, I don't think a lot of people really mention that about the Mass Effect games, but there's so much black in the Mass Effect games. Like, the shadows, it's really bad in Mass Effect 2, because they're literally, the shadows are just black in Mass Effect 2. But, like, you see, like, the hair here, the hair texture, you can see the amount of just, like, darkness they put in there. It's not that bad in this game, but go to Mass Effect 3 and look at it. It's pretty dang bad. Like, the shadows in the hair, it makes the hair look disgusting. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it's terrible, because it's like, in the Mass Effect skins, the characters actually look a lot better in Mass Effect 3 than they do in Mass Effect 1 and 2. Without mods and anything. They look better. And you know, that's to be expected. It's the third entry in the series. They're going to update it to look a little better. But it's just the hair got worse. And I don't know. Like, some things get better and then some things just get worse. And it's just like, I don't know what they were thinking, but I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, because like, some stuff they're really good at making. Just like, Andromeda had its faults, but Andromeda was like kind of a step up visual wise, at least from the first 3 Mass Effects. So it is kind of weird. When you go back to, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Especially like Dragon Age. Was it Dragon Age Inquisition? It's a pretty decent looking game. Like, it's definitely aged. But it's a pretty decent looking game. Most of the characters in there are pretty decent looking to begin with. Obviously, things can always be improved, and like, the game is dated now. But Dragon Age Inquisition looks pretty good for its time and everything. I like the artistic kind of veerance they took with Inquisition. I like the whole tarot card thing and everything. It's a nice kind of step away from what they usually do. That being said, I don't like Inquisition as a game. It's unfortunately something else, but like, it's just, I don't know, that game's just, it's not one of my favorite. That's the thing, though. I mean, I used to really love Dragon Age. I used to love it, and I used to think, wow, I don't think I could ever get into Mass Effect. I love space stuff. I love Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, stuff like that. But I was like, I don't think I could ever get into Mass Effect. And then I played Mass Effect, and I loved it. And now I'm like, why is Dragon Age so bad? Like, it's... And I don't mean to come at anybody, because I know a lot of people like Dragon Age, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just not my type of thing anymore, is the only problem. I'm just kind of more into like shooters now than I am into that kind of explorative, medieval kind of setting. It's just not really my thing. The combat in Dragon Age is probably one of my least favorite things. I loved it in Origins. And I still love it in Origins. I'm actually playing through Origins right now, and I'm still loving the combat. Even after all this time, it's still great. But the combat in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition is just, well, Dragon Age 2 is okay. In Dragon Age Inquisition, the combat is just so bad. Like, not my type of thing at all. So, just know that. Anyways, so hair here. Here's a whole different situation in this game. I don't choose any of the ponytail bun situations. And this is alright, but it's kind of raggedy. I don't think we want to have it. Like, I always kind of want to use this hair, but it's like, because it's kind of like a shorter kind of hair. But it's like so raggedy looking. That's what people always ask for. They like want longer hair in the Mass Effect games and like in the Dragon Age games and stuff. It works on certain characters, but like most of the time, I'd rather shorter hair. Like for my shepherds, for female shepherds, I would much rather shorter hair because I kind of feel like it fits the militaristic sort of vibe a lot better. The simple kind of generic hairstyles. And I'm not trying to stereotype military women or anything, but I'm just saying, like, to me, that's kind of how I'd want my militaristic woman to look, is like her hair is just straight, not curled, just kind of straight or just natural. She's got it cut short, she's got it like this is like decently militaristic to me. I don't use this hair and I'm not going to use it because it's Chocolate's, like, to a T, and I'm not having the same hair as Chocolate's. Now this one I do like. In here it gives you a very big forehead in the first game, but I do like it. But I don't use this hair because it is my sister's go-to hair for her female shepherds, and it just feels weird to me to use it, so I'm not going to be using it. I think I'm just going to stick with this one right here, the default shepherd hairstyle. And I think we're going to leave it this hair color because I don't usually give my characters red hair, and like all the other hair colors kind of suck. I usually just go brown with female shepherd, brown or black, and I'm going to leave her eyebrows a little darker because this is the one that matches the hair color, and it makes her eyebrows look weird. And I kind of have this hair color, and my eyebrows are a little darker. So, oh, I hit hair again. So, I did makeup already, right? I'm just gonna, like, her makeup's just gonna be left kind of subtle. I don't really do makeup a lot on Mass Effect. Anyways, and her eye color, I never know what eye color to do in video games. Like, do you guys get that? It's always like, I don't know. Like, eye color to me is just not significant enough for me to want to change it. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. When I do change it, I always give my characters, like, blue eyes. Like, unintentionally, I always give them blue eyes. Like, that's, so I don't want to give her blue eyes. But, like, brown is just kind of generic. Like, it matches her hair color too much. So I think we're gonna go with green. Oh, the purple. I have a love-hate relationship with the purple because that's my sister's go-to eye color too. Like, that's her female shepherd's eye color is purple, and I know this purple does not transfer over to other games well, so I don't use it as like a rule on my shepherds. I don't choose it. Choose it and lose it. That's what they say. There you go. I think this green works. This kind of like out there far green. It looks pretty neat. I don't think I've ever used it before. I usually go for the darker colors that kind of give them that more realistic eye look. Alright, so now we're going to go back and give her, you can see, like, if you go back into this screen, you can kind of see your shepherd from, like, different angles. That's kind of, I always do that to make sure that, like, she or they look good in, you know, multiple different angles, and they don't have any funny edges or stuff, which you can hardly combat with this game, but anyways. So we're going to go all the way back to naming her. So I don't really want to name her Jane, because Jane's like kind of a generic name, and I don't mean anything offensive against any Janes that might be watching. Jane's a fine name. But it is just kind of, it's like, they named her Jane because, like, and they named the male shepherd John, because they did, like, Jane and John Doe, and, like, that is the most, Jane just does not fit shepherd to me. Jane is not a shepherd, so, And there's probably so many Janes that have named their shepherd Jane, and I'm so sorry. But I don't like naming shepherd anything because they call you shepherd, so I see myself as shepherd. Well, I see my character as shepherd. I don't see them as whatever placeholder name I put in there that they don't use anyways. So I honestly hate naming characters. I kind of wish they didn't let you name characters, but you know, it's whatever. So I'm thinking kind of like I don't know, I was thinking space name. I was thinking maybe like Luna or something, but I think Luna would be good if she had like black hair. She doesn't have black hair though, so I'm thinking maybe like Dawn would be good, like Dawn Shepherd. I think that's alright. And they're gonna rebuild my face again because somehow it got corrupted by me naming myself something different. They're like, holy crap, we don't have a Dawn Shepherd in the files. We only have a Jane Shepherd. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Oh my god. Yeah, I get it. My data's corrupted.
Confirm pre-service.
Alright, we're Spacer,
Confirm psychological profile.
War Hero,
Confirm-
Soldier.
Confirm facial identification.
So there we go, and this is gonna be us.